Hi. In this piece, I would like to talk about the importance of educational institutions, how they shape our personality, and how the leadership of these institutions is very, very important. Many heads of institutions, directors, and even faculty don't recognize the kind of impact they unknowingly have on students. Do you realize that on an average, a, any employee who works with the company would have spent about 15 to 18 years of his or her active life in an educational institution? 15 to 18 years. Long ago in Delhi, we conducted a study on primary school teachers and their impact on the mental health of students. We discovered that the classroom behavior of the teacher has tremendous impact on the child. You may not realize that 70% of the waking life of a child is spent with sometimes one single teacher in single teacher classrooms at the primary school level. Later, at least, there are a variety of teachers who keep teaching, but in primary schools, a teacher has phenomenal impact on the child. We found, for example, directive classroom behavior of teachers reduces the initiative and creates difficulties in managing frustrating situations, whereas a non directive way of teaching to students enhances initiative, increases adjustment to the school, and so on. In a later study of engineering colleges and polytechnics, we discovered that some of the engineering colleges and polytechnics who were given lots and lots of funding by World Bank, Department of Electronics, and Swiss Agency for Development Cooperation together in a project called Impact. Some of them could not even utilize the funds that were available to them, while others started demanding more to improve the quality of computer and electronics education in their institutions. When we investigated these institutions, we discovered that the leadership style of the head of the institution and the climate, the institutional climate, measured using about 120 to 140 item inventory called as institutional climate inventory, had relationship with utilization of funds. In other words, to maintain a very positive climate, which means that have good learning environment in the institute, develop competent faculty, have openness in communications, good infrastructure facilities, spend time with students, continuously keep reviewing the kind of interactions that the students and faculty have, etc., etc. Very interesting. I think about 20 different dimensions we measured using this climate. We discovered the climate of the institution has something to do with the extent to which the institution is open to innovations and impacts own students' placement, image in the outside world, and things like that. So this is a tremendous impact educational institutions have on people who later become adults and become leaders in our community. In a recent study by Dr. Arvind Agarwal and me, published as Leaders in the Making, where we interviewed 30 leaders who made a lot of impact in the HR world as well as in the business world, we discovered a large number of them acknowledging how much they have gained and how their competencies were formed in the institutions they attended when they were young. Some of them were schools, some of them were colleges, and some of them were institutions like IIMs, XLRI, and so on. It doesn't matter what is the institution that you attend. You may not realize that at least in a year, about 20 to 40% of your time you are interacting with faculty or books and other learning material. Actually, it is much more, but I have put it in a conservative way. In 1985, I conducted, along with another team of IIM professors in Ahmedabad, a study to look at what is being taught in the business schools across the world. And we discovered that there are about, on an average, about 600 contact sessions in the first year of the postgraduate program. 600 contact sessions in a 250 working days, that is about 2,500 hours available, is a significant kind of an amount. That means at least 20% in the classroom. And a student who attends the classroom for about an hour is expected to put in at least 2 to 3 hours of time. That means if they are spending 20% in contact with teachers, at least another 40 to 50%, which means total amounting to about 70%, is in relation to interacting with the faculty and other learning material. That means the first 15 to 18 years of your life, your formative years, and the formation is impacted by the kind of curricula you have, the kind of teachers are there. Now, these teachers are governed normally by the head of the institution. Although people say the boards matter quite a bit, I think much more than the boards, it is the head of the institution, the leadership style, the vision, and the way he or she conducts himself has phenomenal impact on the faculty and faculty interactions with students. That means the leaders of these educational institutions should be very sensitive to the impact that they are making on the faculty, on the support staff, on the students, and the community. I think they need to realize that while a student spends about 50 to 70% of his time with and his or her encounters with learning materials, the kind of a climate learning environment created at the institution depends not merely on a few select faculty who are always there as leaders, but on the head of the institution who creates the climate. That is why I have been all the time suggesting to heads of institutions, please get a 360-degree feedback done. Even if you can't, if you are hesitant and you are afraid of politicization of 360-degree feedback by people giving unwanted comments, I mean, this is an unnecessary fear. My work with our TVRLS work with various companies. By now, we have done profiled about 30,000 senior managers using 360-degree feedback. Almost about 3 lakh people have assessed them, have been very, very positive. 360 is very informative and provocative, and also sets directions for you to make a better kind of an impact. So I would strongly recommend the heads of institutions get a 360-degree feedback done. I've given this tool for schools in my book jointly written by Raju, Rao and me on the power of 360-degree feedback. You can get these tools. We have developed for NGOs, we have developed for corporate sector and so on. Even if you are shy of getting a 360 done, get an institutional environment survey done. I will be very happy to supply the institutional environment questionnaire which we have developed and which is being widely used. You just have to write to me at tvrao, TVRAO, at tvrao.com, tvrao@tvrao.com. I'll be happy to supply the required material on institutional environment, which is a non-threatening substitute. I think institutions should constantly measure the culture that they are building using questionnaires like this, and keep on measuring the institutional motivational climate and temperature. This helps a good deal in improving yourself. I hope this video is of some use. Please put your comments in the YouTube if you like it. Thank you very much.